Hi everybody, my name is Eli.
I'm Jason.
I'm Caden.
I'm Jaden.
And we're the Yahoo in the Tour YouTube channel.
Yeah, all right. We had double people. This was like stereo. This was amazing. All right. There was a lot of spunk in that. Eli's like going, well, hey.
Why?
Hey.
Why you said you weren't going to talk?
Well, oh, okay.
So I thought I had the intro.
Well, that's okay. Hey,
he started, and whoever starts usually runs the intro.
Hey, we can all run the intro, man. We can all scream at the same time. We are the Yahoo and the Tour channel. Yes, we are. And thank you guys very, very much for hanging out with us. We are your family. You guys are our family. We thank you guys so much for being part of this reading, being part of our family. Yesterday was extremely wild. It went from right after we did our reading. There was about a 3-foot snake that one of these snakes that one bite, one kill kind of snake that you don't want to get bit by. It came in our back door, and I saw it back there. We stressed slightly, and Miss Nicole looks at me like, "What was that? Why'd you look at me like that? Why'd you look at me, woman?"
That wasn't a slight stress. You were very on edge afterwards.
Yes, there was a 3-foot snake that I had to kill with a hoe that I had with almost bare feet in my own house. Yeah, it was slightly stressful, and I had to get all of my furry family away from the snake first of all, so the furry family didn't get hurt, and then I had to take care of my non-furry family, and yeah, it was a very stressful situation. On top of that, we are dealing with supposedly some kind of hurricane that this country has never ever had touch landfall before. Now we don't know if there's some geo-engineered hurricane on its way or not. But we know, what we do know is that we do know that our Creator is very valiant to save us. That He is always there to save us, and He has always saved us. He saved us from fires. He saved us from horrible investors. He saved us from all sorts of things in this world that took us to school year after year for many, many years. And so that is the lesson that we can basically bring to you guys, is that it doesn't matter how bad it is, our Creator has His hand on you, and He loves you. He knows how many hairs are on your head. He knows everything about you. And this is the reason that we encourage everybody to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator. The first 5 books of Scriptures: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Anyone that knows our channel, anyone that's ever listened to us, will understand that this is the theme of what we are always speaking of. There is no better way to live. There's no better way to the future. There's no other real way to the future. If we are not obeying the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator, then by default, our daddy is Hasatan, the devil, because we are doing what he wants us to do. And if we are doing what the devil wants us to do, then we are his. And we don't want to be his. We want to be the one who is, we want to belong to the one who is the creator of the universe, the one who loves us so much that not only did he give us a guidebook and tell us how to live, how to worship, how to operate, how to treat our neighbor, but he also sent his son, Yahushua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ, who came and was a perfect blood-bought, born sacrifice for us, that by his blood, he broke the curse of the Torah. And I'm watching Miss Nicole over there just juggle a whole bunch of spices off the shelf, and she didn't make it. She got the first 2, but she didn't get the 3rd one. Good try. Good try, Miss Nicole. So that's all the background noise. And so, guys, that is what we are trying to show people, is that is the way forward. And the reading that we are reading today is an interesting reading. Most people have never ever seen this. Now, Boss Clan, us, the 5 of us in this house, we just got done with, well, 4 of the 5 of us just got done with this gnarly Bible project, where we ended up basically putting 103 books completely back in order. And we ended up with this Apocrypha. And this Apocrypha was in a very, very bad state. The manuscripts that we got about a year ago on this Apocrypha that we've been putting together had commas in the middle of the sentences, had words that didn't belong, had stuff that throughout the years, people, I guess, put these out, but they never ever went back through and fixed them and made them as perfect as possible. And that is what we have done. And this is the reading that we are doing today, is the writings of Elijah. And it comes from the book of the Order. And if you guys would like to purchase this, and if you guys would like to help Boss Clan, and when I say helping Boss Clan, there's not a single dime that ever goes from any of these scriptures, from anything, from any donations ever, that goes to us, to our family. What this goes to is, this goes to the prison ministry. This goes to putting these scriptures, this particular scriptures that you guys are reading right here, into prisons, is putting them into prisons and into the hands of prisoners who are unable to get anything like this. And so if you guys are able to purchase this, this is how you can help us and help this prison ministry. It has 103 books in there, including the writings of Elijah, which we are reading right now. And it's under the, it's labeled Order of the Ancients. It's actually the writings of Elijah. Okay, so with that, we will begin. And before that, I need to give you guys a quick, this is where to download, right here. There's this, the Apocrypha has just barely been updated as of yesterday. You guys will want to grab this and you will want to get Revision 4. Revision 4 is very important to have. When you guys go into this, scroll down just a little bit and go right here. And make sure that you guys have Revision 4, because if you guys have the older Revision 3, we probably just got done fixing another 500 mistakes that were throughout this Apocrypha on our final read before this goes to print. So this is the final version before it goes to print. Make sure that you guys are at Revision 4, as well as Revision 4 on our main scriptures. And they are all available for free, absolutely free. It's in the description. You guys can grab these and pop them there. All right, gentlemen, are you guys ready to rock and roll on this? Let us talk briefly about what happened yesterday, and what kind of book are we reading here exactly?
Just so we got the intro to who is the writer, what this book's about. It was from Elijah. He said that he's making this book. There's a book like this before, apparently sometime before, but it's called the Book of like the Ancients, I think, or something like that.
Order of the Ancients, yeah. There's a lot of different things that are attributed under the Order of the Ancients.
And and he said that this is going to be like the guide to like priesthood, and he starts off by saying that if you want to start this off, you need to be following in the Torah.
Yeah. So this book says the exact same stuff that we have always said. And it's about keeping obedience to the Torah. It's about walking with our Creator. It's about following in the footsteps of our Messiah. Now, as we read some of the stuff in this book, it's definitely about what you would probably call like a commune, a community group of people that have decided to hang out together. And when the kingdom comes, I believe it's going to be a lot like the kingdom come. I think it's going to be like one big family. I don't know if we'll be separated like we are now. I think it'll be like something of this. Now, as we read through this book, please understand that these are the guidelines, these are the requirements, these are the things that if you want to be right next to Yah, if you want to be in his kingdom path, if you want to be a part of it, this is what they do, and this is how they did it. This is straight out of the mouth of Prophet Elijah to his cohort, to his little fella, Elisha. And so what we're seeing here are things that all of us can apply to all of our lives, because we want to essentially be in this little commune. When the times come, we want to ditch all of these worldly Satanists that we're surrounded by, all of us, day and night, in every world that we're in, and we want to get with Yah's people, the people of Yah who are willing to bend their knee to a higher power that is our Creator, and who's willing to be obedient. And that's the thing, is some people are willing to bend their knee, but most people aren't willing to be obedient. The whole obedience thing just really trips people up. They're like, this is slavery. I'm not a slave. You know, we're sitting here in 2024 and the slaves are gone. And then that's what they believe, is that this brings them into slavery, when in fact, the Torah brings people into freedom. And they don't understand that, because they refuse to actually write this on their hearts, minds, and souls and bring it to their life. Now, here we go. Chapter 3, verse 1. Everybody ready?
Yep.
Okay. He who loveth the truth and truly desireth to live after the order of the Shamayim must declare his willingness to be united to the congregation of Yahuwah's elect, and must consecrate by covenant all of his mind, all of his strength, all of his wealth to the community of Elohim, so that his mind may be purified by the truth of Yahuwah's precepts, his strength controlled by Yahuwah's perfect ways, and his wealth disposed of in accordance with Yahuwah's just design. Now, for anybody who's read the Dead Sea Scrolls, this is what the Qumran guys, this is, if you wanted to join in with these guys that were I think they were right around Messiah's time. If you want to join in with them, this was part of it. You walked up to this group. You basically said, I'm part of this group. You take everything that you have, all your worldly possessions, it becomes the groups. It's controlled by the group. You hand it to them, and when you are accepted by them, your money becomes part of the group of money. It becomes the community's money. This is talking about things that we didn't know existed in the Dead Sea until we saw the Dead Sea Scrolls. But now that we're actually reading this book, we can see that this has always been this way, that there's always been a set of people, a really set apart people that are trying to perfect their ways in Yah. Okay, 2. He must order his life according to the pattern which Yahuwah hath given, observing the hours of worship, the Shabbat, and the appointed times to do them, neither omitting the feast nor neglecting the fasts of Yahuwah. Now, this is the same thing that we always say, and we don't say it to join a holy communion or a commune or anything of the sort. We say it because that is exactly what it says in the scriptures, right? This is talking about if you want to be a child of the Most High, this is the recipe for it, right? All of us right here, we don't have to join a commune, but we need to follow the rest of the stuff. We must order our life according to the pattern of Yahuwah, which he hath given, observing hours of worship. We need to observe the Shabbat, the appointed times to do them. And it also says, neither omitting the feast nor neglecting the fasts of Yahuwah. And there's a lot of fasts of Yahuwah. How many fasts of Yahuwah are there, Mystical?
I think there's 4.
There's 4 fasts that we're supposed to be doing throughout the year. And so those...
5 if you count the...
5 if you do the Day of Atonement?
Yeah.
5, okay, so that's what we are talking about. These are the things that we've already been told to do. And so this is not new, really. It's just there's a couple things that are different than what we know. Let's continue on. He must be one, and again, for all of us, this goes to all of you guys. So if it says he must be one, you must be one whose heart is knit unto the ordinances of Elohim's Torah, who will strive diligently to pursue them in purity, neither breaking the Torah, changing the ordinances, nor neglecting the everlasting covenants of our Elohim. This is the exact same thing that Torah says. This is the same thing that Scripture says. Anyone else have anything? You guys are real quiet today. Jade, you sick? You gonna make it?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Let's go. What else? What do you got for this?
I don't have a lot. I mean, just talking about keeping the Torah, and I've talked.
Is any of this new?
No, Yehoshua talked about giving rid of your wealth, and if you wanted, because the rich man, he was Torah keeping, he was a good person, but he like get rid of your wealth because you have too much wealth. You care about that more than you do about the kingdom. So
absolutely,
it's something that Yehoshua is trying to get rid of the wealth.
Yeah, and that's the thing here, and people aren't going to want to get rid of that. If these guys were like the holy of holies. These guys were the guys that were willing to give all their possessions away and follow Yah in such a way. Okay, 4. When such a man cometh forward to present himself as a candidate for admission into the order, he should be examined carefully by the elders of the community. And having been proven worthy, he must enter into a Kodesh, enter into a covenant with the presence of Elohim. The Kodesh messengers and his brethren of the order by entering into the waters of immersion, that he will do according to all that Elohim hath commanded, and not turn away from the service of Yahuwah through the fear of wicked men or evil spirits, nor through discouragement because of the trials of Belial, which Belial shall send up against him. For Yahuwah Elohim of our fathers hath appointed that all who seek to live after his Kodesh order shall be tried and purified until their gold is pure and their dross consumed.
Now, so this is where
that
baptism comes from.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Unless you have a book like this, you do not hear about immersion until we hear about the New Testament.
I guess it makes more sense why that's John the Baptist like come back as like
a light. Yeah.
He was doing baptism. This is what he's talking about here, like purifying the people.
That makes a lot. That's a very, very good point, Cade. This is the stuff that we didn't know. When we read the story of John the Baptist, John the Immerser, we didn't know why he started baptizing people. We didn't know. It seemed new to us because we didn't have the rest of these scriptures that let us know this was the way they were doing it, right? They were immersing people. Once you have made this commitment, once you have made this stand that you are going to be with our Creator, then this is the path forward that these guys had to deem you part of this clique. And it is a interesting clique, right? It's a very interesting. It's the holy guys boys club, essentially. And it's not even just boys' club. This is a girls' club. This is a human club, right? This isn't just for the men. This is anybody who wants to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments has this kind of world upon them, that we can become a child of the Most High. 2, when a man entered into this covenant in the waters of immersion, the elders of the community are to lay their hands upon his head and barak him with the Ruach HaKodesh of Elohim. And again, this is stuff we had not heard until the New Testament, right? We did not hear about immersion and people laying on their hands on their head under immersion, things of the sort. This is new stuff that we are able to see. That the New Testament is really the Old Testament revealed, and the Old Testament is the New Testament concealed. And between the two of them, it's all one big book, and including these Apocrypha. All right, so let's roll on to 5, and then we'll end it after this.
Real quick, on the end of that, we're saying about laying the hands on the heads.
Yeah.
I feel like the priests, when they would kill the lamb, they'd all put their hands on it and bless it, so I think this is something similar to that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right on that. The laying onto the heads and hands of the head, and that's how they would kill the animal, right? That they would lay the hands on the head, and I think they cut the throat, is how they made that happen. All right, anyone else have anything? Eli?
No.
You sure?
Yep.
That's a lot of info you've produced for us so far. Are you going to produce any more?
Nope.
All right, we'll leave it at that then. Okay, 5. At the end of each year, every member of that community is to be interviewed from first to last, that the spiritual standing of each in the community may be determined.
Kind of like a yearly review, like at your job. You're like, all right, how was your yearly review?
Well,
How you feel you're doing your job?
Yeah, yearly review. What this does is this gets rid of the terrors, right? Because you will have people that come in and they will be on fire. And you see that in the Torah community. You see people that are on fire. You see them rocking and rolling. And then you see them fall away from faith. And then you see them turn even further. And they are anti-Yah and they're anti-Messiah. And they essentially are, they just turn 180 degrees. 2. This is needful, so as long as Belial continues to hold sway as the Elohim of this world. Now, this translation is a little bit different because Belial, we don't have this in regular scriptures, this word Belial.
It's like darkness or like wickedness.
It's Satanist. I think it's darkness, wickedness. This is a capital, so this one's talking about Satan himself. This is talking and also continues to sway as the Elohim of this world, right? And so there are lowercase Elohims, right? There's not just Elohim Most High, but we have lowercase Elohims, and they're mighty ones, right? Something of that sort. And so, but they're not good mighty ones; they're evil ones. 3. The object of this interview is that every man in Yisrael may be made aware of his status in the community of Elohim's elect, that he may measure himself against the perfect, eternal society of the Shamayim. If any man finds that he is being governed by a law which is beyond his desires, then let him be placed among those who live after his own heart.
So this is what we hear from the Christians, right? It's the same thing. Like, we're under the law, we're under bondage. He's like, put them with the rest of the world. Put them.
Well, you hit it right on the first part of that. That the Christians are governed by a law which is beyond their desires, right? Their law. What is the law of the Christians?
Do what you want.
Do what you will. Yeah, do as you wish. As long as it doesn't fall. Well, they have the 10 commandments, but then they don't keep Shabbat, so they only have the 9 commandments. We shouldn't say it's the 10 commandments. And if you start judging them based upon that, they might even get like a 60-70% on that. So that's all the commandments they have, right? Do as thou wilt. It's Aleister Crowley's motto, right? The master Satanist of them all, one of the most greatest evil dudes of all. His motto, which he set off with the Freemasons, with all these evil people, is do as thou wilt, right? And that's the guy that he was into sex magic. He was into all this evil stuff. He murdered tons and tons of young children. Aleister Crowley was just a very, very evil dude. And you know who is the granddaughter of Aleister Crowley is Barbara Bush. Most people didn't actually know that, but yeah, the whole Satanist and demonology and all of these so-called people that are in power are all related. They're all the same bloodline. Probably some sort of reptiles or something. But
we're off track.
I'm not going there. Okay, here we go. If any man, okay, so 5. If any man will qualify himself to live a Torah higher than he is living, let the opportunity be given to him to live that Torah. Thus, no man in Yisrael need to be abased below his ability, to qualify nor exalted above his desires to live after the pattern of the Shamayim. Thus, all members of the community will stand, each in his proper place, according to his true evaluation of his standing before Elohim. Let those who judge in these matters judge according to correct principle, in profound humility, being full of charity and equity toward their brethren and sisters, that the society of the Shamayim may flourish among you, being sanctified by love and unity in Yahuwah or Elohim. And that's a huge thing right there, right? Love and unity. It's hard to find that, right? It's hard to find Yah-loving people that are in unity with the word and the wills and the ways of our Creator. So, gentlemen, what do you guys make of this book so far as we are here?
It seems good. Nothing seems out of crazy town, but nothing seems crazy. It's just how you should live your life. How you should, if you were in a community of Torah keepers, how would you do it? How would you keep the place holy? How would you keep the place cleansed from wickedness?
Yeah, and how would you not let people in that are getting bitter or they lose their way and they start polluting the rest of the people? It has a place to get them in. Now, it doesn't. Here in our house, we kind of live in this kind of commune, right? This is we live in a Torah keeping commune. If somebody here in this house is doing something outside of Torah, they're going to get beat, right? We're going to take it doesn't matter who it is, me, wife, kids. If one of us, we start doing stuff outside of Torah, it will be a huge deal in this house. Like, can you guys imagine if I brought you guys home a pork loin, right? What would you guys do?
That'd be a very awkward situation.
It would be awkward, right? Because we know we can't eat it, but then we know we shouldn't be touching the stuff, and then the best we could do is give it to our dogs. But that's the kind of things you guys wouldn't just look at me and start eating the pork loin, right? Would anybody here eat the pork loin?
No.
Are you sure? I could dress it up and make it look really good.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right, because there's ham sandwiches that are real good, but we shouldn't be eating them. So with that, everybody, we thank you guys very much for hanging out with us and with our discussion. We're always crazy here. We're always going all over the place. Hope you guys forgive us if we ever offend you. Hope you guys love us if we mess up. We do definitely love you guys, and please keep us in your prayers as we are finishing up this Bible project. Hasatan is obviously trying to get our family killed. And so it is a very dangerous environment we live in. And the biggest thing that we want to do right now is get this Bible project completely done. And Miss Nicole is finalizing kind of things. We've already paid the people in India. All we got to do is get them the final print, which Miss Nicole is going to have inside of about a week. And you guys have that final print in front of you. You guys can download it. It's on the PDFs right now. It's completely free. And for anybody that does want to purchase these and have a hard copy of this, these Bibles are very, very nice. It's 14.5 font. It's large print. It is a beautiful, beautiful copy. It has 3 bookmarks as well. And so it's going to be a blessing. So thank you so much, everybody. We love you. Have a wonderful day.
All right, shalom.